Man, that's messed up. Hi guys, hi, welcome to the stream. Hi, Hello. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Hello. It feels like it's been a while since I've seen you and Amoga. Um, I don't know. I think it's because for that like week and a half I was streaming like almost every other day at least. And now I'm back to streaming on Saturdays instead of like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday. So it's a bit, ugh, yeah. The bot isn't really working. Oh no, the bot is working. Why isn't it showing up? Oh, never mind. It showed up as soon as I said it. Hold on, let me go ahead and pin that in the YouTube stream. There we go. Okay. So, oh, it's already 10. I don't have my water. I have my coffee, but I don't have my water. So, I'm probably gonna have to go at some point in this to get my water. That's strong. All right. Let's go ahead and actually just open the game. I added a background for the chat and I made it smaller because I was having issues with that on the campaign stream a few days ago, or like a week and a half ago. But yeah. So we are continuing our Jurassic Park Japan. And last stream we did a decent amount of work on our enclosures. Okay, let's open up the map real quick and I'll show you guys. So we pretty much did this entire left side. We made enclosures for most of our carnivores. And we just wanted to get some like appeal going on there. Sorry, Devin. Yeah, I had to still touch up the Twitch bot because it's just flagging everyone who posts anything. But yeah, anyways, let's continue. Something's about to be hatched. Oh, it's a baby Spino. Oh god. Oh wait, I still have the audio on from. I still have the audio on. I don't want to hear any voice lines. There we go. Off and turn that off. I do hate you. Yeah. Obviously. But yeah. Look how cute it is. Look, oh, beady eye, ugly little thing. But yeah. So we made a bunch of like stuff. We have our waterfall going on here. We made this enclosure for our T-Rex. Really beautiful, actually. And all of these guys are breeding right now, so we have I mean, we have a whole bunch of baby dinosaurs. But yeah. Yes, we're on Twitch and we're on YouTube. Yeah. The Moros. Did I? Oh, I did add it. But today we are going to be focusing on this big piece of land here. And we are going to just put a whole bunch of herbivores here and basically just watch them. So this stream is not going to be focused on building like too much of the park. It's just going to be focused on this enclosure and like this little piece of land up here because, well, this is one step that we have to do in order to get to making our little safari lodge up here. Realistically, we should be working on this first, but I don't want to have to build anything yet because I will be doing some modular building for you guys on this build. But I'm too lazy to actually plan that out right now. I spent 3 days and like 8 hours working on that warehouse for the black market video. So it was a nightmare. I do want to bring this down a little bit. Looks a lot better. Okay. So we have to pick the dinosaurs actually that we want to add to this. Now, there's a lot, but we're gonna stick with herbivores and like scavengers. I found out the other day that which one is it? Which one is it? Hold on. Is it the Troodon? I believe the Troodon can actually live with certain herbivores. And I didn't know that. I thought they were just hostile because they'd poison everything they'd bite. No, we are not doing the aloe. Aloe, we talked about this. Were you not here when I did the aloe for the other video? Thank you for the money, Debian. But yeah. I don't know. I mean, we can, I guess, do the Allosaurus in this enclosure, but we'd have to be very careful with it. Is Twitch really that aggressive with the ads? I thought YouTube was more aggressive. I mean, I don't know. I go on my own stream on Twitch to spectate it, and I get an ad on my own stream, which is kind of interesting. I think this is where I use a little thing. Let's see if this works. Huh. All right. So, I went to ChatGPT and I asked a question, and it's giving me a list of dinosaurs. This is how good AI is not, by the way. It's giving me dinosaurs that are not even in the game. That's fun. Okay. So, let's go ahead and just start adding some. Let's go with. I've actually not touched the dino, I think, at all. Yeah, it doesn't even have its skin coloring changed. All right. Let's go ahead and favorite some of these. I do like how they did update the pattern color, because before the pattern color didn't actually change when you were looking at the different ones, the dinosaurs. I mean, all of them are actually kind of nice on this. Not that terrible. I think we're just gonna slip this random. Name is Stego Diego. Oh. Are we gonna talk about the next season of Chaos Theory at any point, by the way? I know that comes out in a few days. I actually kind of forgot about that. I didn't realize it until like last night. Traits. So no matter what, they're okay with their enclosure. I kind of want to make sure that they can live in the enclosure. And I think the compatibility and fertility. Let me actually check the game settings real quick. because we're playing on creative mode. So that means, wow, there's not a lot of gameplay settings. Okay. Comfort, vulnerable juveniles, cohabitation, and breeding always succeed. Dinosaur breeding check will always fail / as normal / always successful. So it's good. Breeding check is always going to be successful, meaning that they're always going to be able to breed. Does that mean I don't have to apply those traits to this guy? Where is it? Where did it go? It's alphabetical. So. Capable pairs. Okay, I think we want this then. Because I think successful breeding, I don't think we need the fertility trait on this guy. Alright, cool. You said stego? I think I just... Hold on. Oh, right, we're in creative mode, so I think it says everything likes everything, right? Hold on, let me go to the Indominus real quick. Yep, okay, cool. It doesn't even matter. We can just make everything all be the same. Yeah, right here now. Not that one. There we go. What's the difference in this? Oh. I didn't even realize that they changed that in the second game. The more. I think we want to go for this brachiosaur. Let's go through all of these. I finally finished the campaign. I haven't recorded the last episode. I didn't realize that the last part of that was going to be that short. Kind of sucked, but the game also broke for me, so I had to redo it. So the last part of the video is not actually the world that I started on, but I try to make it similar to it. I basically just highlighted everything, and that's tab. And then obviously we need our paras, maybe even some cores. So if a Moga gets in here, we can make that work. I specifically want some of the newer ones. I don't know about the blue one. We'll see. And then we can just do these for that. Okay, let's throw in the 97 and 011 there. We have one more slot right now. Okay. We're going to work on the bottom tier before the top tier on the area. So instead of working on this, because I said I was going to put some Inkleosaurs up here, instead of doing that up here first, we're going to work on this bottom area, like the majority of this area first, because we want these guys to start breeding faster. So we were going to do 10 species on the bottom floor. So we're going to stick with 5 here, and we're going to work with 5 others. Let's go with Corey's.
Incubation personnel. Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
So, ground fiber, wetland. Ground fiber, ground fruit, palm nut, wetland. Wetland, ground nut, ground leaf, ground leaf, ground fiber. Okay. So basically we just have to make an enclosure for all different types of species for this one, which is a viable option here. That makes the most sense. Okay. So let's go ahead and just smooth out the sides of the river or the lake, I guess. And we have to make sure that they can't get out of this. So let's go ahead and flatten this a bit more. Make sure that they can't get out of that through any of these sides. Don't trust this one right here. Okay. I'm assuming they can't. We still have to put down a rock here though for this upper part. Let's go ahead and do that before I just completely forget. And then when we're making the safari lodge, we will work with the rest of this side of the mountain. But for right now, we're just gonna focus on the dinosaurs specifically. So I'm assuming none of the actual where's the I'm assuming none of the actual dinosaurs care about an arid area. I think I should just probably go ahead and just make the rest of these guys. We're just gonna put, why are you obstructed? Oh. We're just gonna put this here for now. We're gonna remove this building at least. I don't want to get it too close to the edge there. Oh. I forgot what I put for the other option. So one of them is going to be the aloe. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna give you two things. Okay. I lied. About what? Okay. Okay. Right, we need more. Of these guys. So we have two hadrosaurs and Brachiosaurus, Stegosaurus, and Ceratops. Am I ever gonna buy Jurassic World Archipelago? Do I need to have Flight Simulator for that? Because if that's the case, I don't think I probably ever will. Or not anytime soon, because it's what? It's like what? $60, $70 for the base game, and then like 40 for the Jurassic World. I've been saying I've been wanting to do it to my friend since even before it came out. I don't know. I'm gonna re-roll these guys. Did we already have a sauropod? Sorry, I keep on forgetting what I have. Dinoceratops, Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Parasaurolophus, and Cory.
Complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
Okay, we'll see. I am interested in it though. I don't like these skins for them. I like that one. I don't want to go with the big rock one. I like that one. I just don't like that one. Oh, screw it. Why not? Okay, I'm paying it. I know. I'm hearing you say their names, okay? I'm hearing you say their names. All right, we need some more. Oh, you know what? Let's just go ahead with this. I want to go with this. This is new, right? The tail looks a little wonky. I don't see the difference. I'm sorry. Am I supposed to see a difference here? Oh. What the hell? Okay, that looks funky boy. All of these are good. Oh god, I completely forgot about Pierce. Okay. I don't want any aggressive guys in here. That's okay. All right, we need some. Okay. All right. The last two species on this bottom tier. I think we need one more ceratopsian.
Personnel, please stand by.
So I think we can go for either Phasmo, Loki, Pseudo. I think the Proto is smaller. It doesn't matter. Any of these two hybrids. I've never actually really used this guy in any of the previous games. I'm kind of vibing with it. Do I have to turn off the ad rate for this for Twitch? Hold on, let me take a look at this real quick. How do I do this? Stream? Ads. Wait, there's a... It's running a 90-second ad every 18 minutes? What the hell's that? Here. Okay. Hopefully this updates for this stream. I don't know if it's gonna update for this stream or if it's gonna update for next stream. Um oh wait. It's gonna run a 2-minute ad every hour. So instead of a 90-second ad every 20 minutes. Okay, cool. We got that. No, they aren't out yet. I think I want to go with these guys. That is way too green. Thank you for following, Lucas. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I don't... The red and the blue and the purples are really hit or miss. Alright. It's so... I'm saying this again. It's so quiet on this page compared to the entire game. And it's so weird when I'm just spending like 10 minutes trying to figure out which dinosaurs I wanted. You know?
Please stand by. Incubation complete. Prepare asset for release.
Thanks for following. Sharia? Thank you. I hope everyone's having a good day. If you guys want to go check me out on my socials, Aloe linked it. So, and they're also pinned to both of my chats. I'm streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. I mostly stream on YouTube, though on Twitch I'm going to be trying to do like a whole bunch of just random games after I'm done with the Jurassic World remake. That one is gonna that one's a lot. That one's a lot for right now. I have it on my to-do list still. But there has been a very little progress on it, even though it releases in like 2 weeks. But I have a plan for that. So it's looking good. I have like probably like 20 videos on that. Yeah. So there's gonna be a ton of videos on that, but yeah. The actual build though is gonna be a one-parter. What else do we want? We have one more species, one decently large species that we can add to this area. And if there's more space, we can add more. Hold on. What are the ones that we have right now? Hello, Kintamo. I would like another runner. Because we have our Hadrosaurus here, and I think... Did we have another one here? No, we didn't. Our Topsid. Sauropod? I think we should have another sauropod. The Brachiosaurus naturally gets along with the Apatosaurus. I don't know if I want the Apatosaurus, though. I don't really want either of these two as well. Patago Titan. Is that the only other option that we have? Oh, Memento. What is your diet? Fall leaf. What is your diet? All fiber and fruit. Okay, you're gonna give me an aneurysm if I choose you. All right, let's go ahead and go with this one. I love the fact that they have this viewer in the game now, so I don't have to actually go out of the game to pick my favorite, like, cosmetic changes. I think that's good. All right, cool. So, let me go back to my...
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please stand by.
Go back to this. There you go. And there we go. All right. We need to make 2 of you guys if we want to have multiple. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at their traits or their needs now. Okay, obviously you don't really matter. Ground fiber, ground leaf, ground fiber, tall leaf. Okay. So none of them care for arid, but I know if we add compies in here, they're gonna want the aridness for this. Now I don't want to make it look like up here where we have a bunch of sand. So instead of doing the arid, like sandy river beach look that we sometimes go for, we're gonna actually go for sticking with wetland on the sides of all of this, even up here as well. And then we're gonna have some arid grassland, probably just out more, like somewhere just randomly. We could make this end of the river seem like it's just drying out a bit more as well. So let's go ahead and do that. So I wish they had a smaller water tool. We'll see how this goes. Okay, we just want to make it so, like, we want it to, like, a little bit. We also don't want too many puddles. Yeah. Let's do that. Cool. Someone just gifted Aloe a tier 1. Aloe has a tier 1. Let's go. Thank you for the gifted. Yeah, that's what I was probably gonna go for. Because yeah, the river does dry up and there's gonna be that like sentiment that like gets built up in between. So maybe we soil maybe instead of, because when you think about it, here, let's actually see how this looks. Is this actually, this is kind of like the substrate though. I don't know if I like that. I think, well, there's some weirdness going on here though. Is it because of the river? I think we need to make some of these smaller. I wish this tool was so like I wish this tool was a little bit smaller. I wish we had like finer details that we can apply. Here, let's try to actually do this instead of what we were trying to do. No. Do we want it to match more? Trying to find the specific rock that we're using. We can like kind of trail it out a bit. Also, it doesn't help that the river is on the same level as the land. because that means like there's no like actual change, I feel like. I don't know, I think we just probably have to also just add in a bunch of just random textures just to make it kind of fit in a bit more. I feel like that's the way we can do this. Because I know the sand can get too heavy, so we don't want to focus primarily on that. But I think that actually it's starting to look good. There. Yeah, it's starting to look good. I don't know. Would you guys be interested in watching me play that Flight Simulator Archipelago Jurassic World thing? Or at least do like a single video on that? Been a while since I've actually played Flight Simulator. Last time I played was probably back in 22 with my friend. I was the one flying though. Well, that one was actually FSX Steam Edition, not the 24 or like any of the newer ones that came out. Obviously, probably you guys picked up on that since I said 22. Okay, go ahead with this and let's again the water tool. I wish the water tool was shorter. Smaller. And then let's smooth out the top here. If you guys didn't know that the terrain tools, if you smooth out the top with the smooth top option, most of the time it doesn't affect the water if you have terrain that's too close to the water, like sloping down too much, because it only does the top version of it. Now if you do the bottom, it will mess with the water. We got some like dried out river going on. We need some rocks though, actually there. I know I said we weren't gonna focus on building. We still aren't. I just don't want to make this look like weirdly just bland. We still have to give some time for the dinosaurs though. I do want to spend some time just observing them. Wow. I need to fix this a bit. Okay. Any more need to be fixed? There you go. All right. Nice. Okay, let's continue on with the rocks. We can do this one like right here. I wish these vehicles actually had like bridges in this game, like actual bridges, not just random ones. Hi, Lucas. Welcome. Uh, Going good. How are you? Sorry, I forgot that I have some setting on that makes you have to follow because I was trying to get rid of the advertising uh bots. But how are you doing? I feel like that might be a little bit too much. Just the small rocks aren't like actually small rocks unless I'm just zoomed in too much and they look large. But that's been like the case for like a lot of this. Um, is it 10 minutes? I want to see if I can set that to like 5. Sorry, I don't really stream much on Twitch. This is like I think my 4th maybe stream on this. I usually stream on YouTube. But I'm doing both right now. Is that rock floating? That rock is floating. I hope you're having a good day though. Alright. Nice. Let's add some wetland. My day is going pretty good so far. It's only going to be like 11 a.m. soon, but it's doing good. I plan to record some and probably annoy a couple people later on today. But yeah. We're just gonna place this down first and then go on from there. I think what I want to do is make it that this was kind of I don't know how to do this. I don't know what I'm doing here. I want to put a little bit of vegetation, but like not too much. Hi. Sorry about the wait, by the way. Um I have that so random bots don't join and start advertising. Excuse me, sir, I farted. Yeah, looks decent. Now for this, I don't think I want to do too much in the center. I'm going to try to put trees on this side, and I'm going to mess with the cliff some more. I should probably do that before we add the dinosaurs, I think. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I like the edge of this. This is okay, actually. What's my favorite dinosaur? My favorite dinosaur is actually the Parasaurolophus. Yeah, the nerdy looking one. You're thinking of an allo only park? Uh how about I mean, yeah, you can do an allo only park. I would add like a twist to it or something different to it. Like, you know, like only having them being fed by some smaller herbivores or something. I don't know. That's a lot of vegetation for like a swamp. I mean, I might as well just add these trees, right? I mean, hey, I did the what goat video twice now, where I made a park only out of goats, so you never know. Oh, they wanted to do. Oh, apparently it's just going to put it underneath that. What videos have you done so far? You could try to make a campsite again. That too. Okay. So I say we divide up this area into sections. Now, I'll just do the rocks now. So the way I do most of my builds when it comes to the rocks is I usually like to split up the enclosure with a base and then add on to that base to make it not look the same. So we're just going to use this rock as the base for it, and then we'll work around it as we go forward with this. But we have a lot of the randomly placed rocks already, so we should be good. The only thing that we want to make sure though is that the base rocks are on the edge of the terrain. Like they're not higher like these are. Like they're a little bit higher, especially these ones right here. We want to bring them down. But yeah. Hi, Yamoga. I've missed you. Been like what, 2 weeks? You can come back for 2 weeks, bro. How was Berlin? Yeah, honestly, the random rocks that we have from the brush with the base rocks, it like makes it so much easier because there's hardly anything else that you have to do, because these rocks provide like such great textures if you actually place them correctly, which is nice. But like every once in a while you do need like a rock or something like in between like this. Is that gonna be floating? It might be floating. But yeah, then I just come back through this and I just randomly add like that rock every once in a while, and then rotate it sometimes. That's good. I think most of it just already gotten taken care of here. We do want to select these ones at least and bring them down a little bit. We bring them back, I think, too. Yeah. And then we want to take this brush again, and then I guess fill in the gaps a bit. Nice. Okay. So we're gonna be putting some of our ankylosaurs up here, with some other species as well. I don't really remember which ones I was gonna put up here. But we were gonna put some up here. These are gonna be separated from these guys though. Now I'm gonna probably make this a little bit more like how we have this going on right here, where the trees go through the cherry blossoms, because there are some points where the cherry blossoms don't actually exist, right, on the tour. And this whole big area right here is going to be one of those places. So I want it to be like, so you're going through the gate and then you come through here and it's like all of a sudden you're, and you're in a forest of all these cherry blossoms. I do need to remember to put this here, or else I'm going to forget, and then we're going to have a terrible time with that. I might have to move that rock, I don't know. But as I was saying probably like 5 to 10 minutes ago, we are going to divide up the areas so we can work with our different environmental brushes. So we are actually going to use these rocks to divide up the areas. Now we have to take into account that all of our dinosaurs kind of have different needs. Now I think specifically we are going to be using our ground fruit in this region right here where the river is dried up. So pretty much just all along in this area, we're gonna have them. Okay, now ground fruit has ground fiber and tall fiber. So maybe we could make it that in the area past here and through to probably all of here up to like right here. So like this as well. Let me just place this here. I guess we can do that. That's going to be our fiber. And then up in these areas, right? That's where we're going to put our ground leaf and ground fiber. So tall fiber, like smaller fiber, like on the inside. Okay. There's probably an easier way to explain this. On the inside, that's where our fields are going to be. On the outside, that's where the forests are going to be. So the larger trees go on the outside and the like bushes and stuff go on the inside. That's the easiest way I can explain that there. That's probably the best way too. We will be putting like some groundnut trees though, or groundnut seed plants, like all along here as well though. So the sauropods, like the brachiosaurs, don't have to walk all the way out here just to get some food. Am I missing any different type? No? Okay. And a lot of this is going to be forest as well, though. We also said we wanted to do an arid area. I can probably see that being up here. This is the farthest away from any type of, like, water. I mean, we can also... Wait, hold on. Yeah, we can also make this the arid area as well, though. Let's go ahead and do that. So arid mixed with, like, the ground fiber. So... Not the ground fiber, the ground fruit. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this before we put our dinosaurs in this area. So we're going to be putting some ground fruit first. I'm just going to follow the outline of the river, and then we're going to try to see what we need to get rid of and what we might need to add. Okay. So I think specifically we want to remove some from here. And from like right here. Okay. We could make this continue on this way. So I'm going to add little pockets of water going like this way. Let's actually just make this one stream real quick and then be like boom, bop. That works. Okay. And then we want to connect all of these a bit. Maybe connect that to there. We mostly want to connect this to here as well, though. Okay. Put in some sand to make it just have a different texture to it. Okay. And then we put more of our fruit plants down. Bring down the intensity as well. Alright. Again, remove this from the inside. Cut it off at some points. Back there doesn't really matter that much. Okay. Now that has tall fiber and ground fiber, which means we can probably put some more of these. Probably up here in the back. And we can possibly do them up to here. Note that we're gonna come through and put some forest down at the end. So we're gonna make this all look a bit ugly. So we can section it off later and actually make divides with the forest. So they're not just divided by just random like blank spaces. Okay. So I think that probably works good there. Now on this side, I think we can get away with doing this some more. All right. Now let's place some more just normal ground fiber. I said that these were going to be kind of placed on the inside a bit more. So let's go ahead and do that. And some of our space is going to be filled up with our ground plants. Just for right now, we're just trying to space it out and not put everything next to each other. And then just have open areas of space, like probably what this is going to turn out to be like, where it's just nothing. So we're going to try to space this out a lot more. Now, let's place our ground nut over here. And we have a way for our dinosaurs to actually get through to here. They can come through here, past the waterfall, and they can also go over here as well. We will probably put one of our large nests here, though. And we'll probably end up putting the other one here. So we have one for our Memenchis, and we have one for our Brachiosaurs over here. Now, we're going to put some seed plants here. I'm probably like around here. This is where these are going to be. I don't think I want to put them over here. I think I want to keep this area kind of just open because this is going to be the lookout for the whole like safari lodge. So I don't really want trees covering this area. Let me just place down the hotel real quick to make it look, or to like get a view of how it would look. All right, so you'd be looking off this. Obviously, you see a rock. I don't want trees covering up this area. So that's what we're probably going to be working with there. They will most likely be able to get through that. So let me just change that up a bit. Okay. I'm gonna be removing that building. I'm just using that as a reference right now. Okay. Now, what I want to do is we don't need tall leaf, like this tall leaf, but we're gonna go ahead and still put it as more so a divide. Okay, to divide up the sections a bit more, because that's when we're gonna start getting into these trees and the larger trees. So we have fiber, fiber, and fiber that's going on there. Now, does any of them need specifically? Okay. I think I mixed them up. Did I mix them up? Did I put tall fiber instead of ground? I did, didn't I? That's okay though. There is large. I think we might be able to. The hell? We might be able to add a lot more if we need to. Okay. Okay. Alright, and are those all the trees that we can add? I think it is. Alright. Let's go ahead and hide this fence first. Okay. And we're gonna hide different sections off from the tour. We're gonna try to think in the eyes of the tour and how we're gonna see this. So I don't want too much of this to be seen right away. I want them to kind of venture away from the fence more before we actually start seeing like important things. So we're gonna give them like little hints and stuff towards it. So we're gonna remove mostly this. Okay. And keep them hidden on this other side of this forest. A lot of the time that I do tours like this, I use vegetation, I use cliffs, I use, you know, terrain to kind of hide everything. So throughout this, you can barely see little peeks through and possibly see your dinosaurs, right? But in like little, and then you have like the large moments right here where you're definitely going to see them, but that's going to be like little sneak peeks. Until you get to like large open areas, like how probably this will be, right? You can see past to the left and you can see the large lake, you can see the field of, you know, grass and all that stuff. So this is something that, you know, I like trying to think about when it comes to attractions like this. Now the balloon tour, I can't really do that because obviously the balloon tour is a balloon tour and, you know. Yeah, I don't really have to explain that one, but, you know, that's how that is. Now, for the most part, I want to kind of hide certain items with our trees as well and use them as the dividers. So basically what we had before, we're going to use them as dividers. Like what we had, you know, all through here. We're going to have them here and here as well. Now we need to probably think about the different types of trees we're going to be using because we don't want them always to be hidden. Now I'm starting to see that we kind of don't have any like woodland areas at all in like the region of the map. You can kind of see the trees back there a bit being these same types of trees, but that's all the way in the back. So I don't really know if I want to use that. We have to also think about the pasture that some of these dinosaurs require. So there are moments where we can just add certain things like this around here. Why is that tree not disappearing? And that's okay, I guess, but that's weird. Right? And like things right here as well. So we want to give them open space as well as, oh, okay, then that's just a part of it. We want to give them open space as well. Okay. Now, when it comes to areas like this, we probably do want to hide our safari lodge, right? But we don't want to we want to make sure that we don't hide it too much to the point where they can't see anything. Okay. Same thing with these trees back here. Maybe we want to make an alternative and just provide some color. Okay. We did say we wanted to go for more of an arid area over here with our soil and our grassland. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this be soil. I don't know what's going on with the in-between there. I don't know what's going on in between there. But we're going to start placing this environment here. And we're going to probably get rid of some of our vegetation we have here, but we're just going to replace it with this. Okay, which means that we probably can add some... Maybe I should take a look at this. Huh. We can add some of this all through here. And then just add some rocks to some places. Okay. Nice. All right. So this area and this area is pretty much done. Now we just have this area. This area right here. Now, I know I placed a lot of this stuff in between. We're going to probably take a brush to this and make this pasture as well. But notice that we have some of our stuff still there. That is supposed to be like that because we just want to kind of mix up the vegetation there. We're going to do some shrubbery here as well. And here. But we don't want to do too much to the point where we intentionally make this kind of like an overlook point. We don't want this to be an overlook point until like we get to these cherry blossoms right here. We also want to hide these trees because I absolutely hate how they look in this environment. So we're going to hide them with these bushes. Right. And there's going to be moments like this, right, where you actually see them. I'm going to just separate them so they're not too connected. Right. Then this is where we can add like just some cherry blossoms and stuff as well. Put a tree, just randomly in the middle. Another one more. This game made it very easy to manipulate the the vegetation, terrain, the nature of it all. So that's really nice compared to like the first few games. Because before I spent like what I'm doing now for a small enclosure like the T-Rex one, right here. This would have probably taken me a decent amount of time to do. So yeah, so far this is looking good. I do think we should add a little bit of arid stuff to here. Other than that, I think we're good now at this area. I don't know why this is being weird like that. All right. Nice. Now let's place down the nest. So we are going to be using these nests, normal ones. We are going to be putting one back here. One actually right here. Put one right here. We're gonna put this other one back here like I said I wanted. Alright. Then I want a medium nest somewhere like right here. Alright, we can do it right here actually. We can do another medium nest around here. Hi. Nice to see you again, Agosto. And then we can possibly get away with putting that there. So we have a medium nest here, a medium nest there, and one right here. So that means we could possibly add one right here. Okay, and then we just need the small ones. The small ones we're just gonna place in random locations. Oh, that's not a small one. That was a large one. Or a medium one. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can call you 81. Okay. Let's add some arid grassland underneath these. There we go. And then let's add some more rocks. Nice. We do have to take care of this stuff. Let's add some of this around here. We add some of this around here. All right. We also remove some from here. And this is just grassland, so this is okay to be here. Okay, and we need to place some more of these trees down. Where are they? Right here. What is this? Ground fiber? Alright. Nice. Now let's add in our dinosaurs. Oh, wait. Go ahead and place some of these delivery zones. So we're gonna place one back here. I'm also gonna turn down the music because it's kind of loud. Okay. Hello. Oh. One there. Let's do one back here. And one over here. Right? Does that sound good? 1, 2, and 3? Yeah. Alright. So we're gonna go with the ones that we can actually use the...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Spinosaurus to the park.
Another? Wow, that's crazy. We're gonna be doing the ones that can actually be, I think, released with the... What do you call this thing? The delivery zones. Right, hold on. I should probably take a look at what they like. Ground leaf, okay. So you will be placed... I think I kind of separated this a little bit too much. I think we need another landing zone right here. This is what I was thinking about for a second. Let's do another one right here. Alright. Put you guys there. No. We're gonna introduce the aloe last. You like ground fiber. So you are going to be coming over here. Parasaurolophus. What did you like? Ground fruit and ground leaf. Okay, what about you? Stegosaurus, ground fruit and ground fiber. Okay. For you, though, we are going to be placing this one. Let's do this one over here. And the Ceratops, you want ground fiber. Let's put you over here. Okay. These guys have to go this way some more. I'm pretty sure everyone will be fine, though. It's not that much of a distance. Okay. Sword. You were the ground fiber and everything. We're gonna put you here. We have to make another one of you. You are a female. So let's make another one of you. Okay. Brachiosaur. Let's put one here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are
And one here.
to the park.
Okay, then let's put this other one.
We are pleased to welcome
Here. Okay. I think we could probably introduce some of these smaller species in now. I think I'm going to be putting a ground feeder down here.
We are pleased to welcome a Sinoceratops to the park.
Here. I think that's good. Okay. Let's go ahead and... I don't think we need to automate a bay for this, actually. Let's do some Compsognathus.
Personnel, please stand by. Ladies and gentlemen, we are
Where am I going?
the park.
Okay, here we are. You guys here. Okay. And then we can put a goat feeder down like somewhere right here. We're gonna have to paint the ground some more here. Okay. And then let's put down our aloe. All right. Let's take a look at everyone. You guys need more ground fiber.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wait, yeah, why did I put you guys here?
To the park.
You guys will be okay. You guys are definitely okay. You guys should definitely be okay. Nice.
We are pleased to welcome an Allosaurus to the park.
You guys need more ground fiber. Oh, if you guys kept going this way here, let me kind of lure them a little bit this way. There we go. And then you guys are definitely okay. You want more wetland? Where are you? And you're just missing cover. And they'll spread out. Yeah, but they just need to spread out more. We're gonna have probably a lot of health issues going on here. Do we have a way for any vehicles? I forget that they can't go through these gates. Whoa. Okay.
Pleased to welcome a Compsognathus to the park.
Did I miss any? I don't think I did. Okay. Let's put down a paleo medical facility now. Or actually, hold on. We can get rid of this building. We were just using that for that one purpose. Okay. Nice. All right. Sooner or later. Oh no, they actually are starting to breed. Oh right, because they don't have to wait like the 10-15 minutes that they're forced to wait. How are the aloes doing? You guys are chilling. Now I was supposed to name a couple of dinosaurs. Let me go back up in the list and see this. So we have Diego. Okay. Aloe, you're crazy. Oh wait, I think actual capitalization matters because in the report it's gonna look weird. There we go. Then we have the other one somewhere. There we go. No, I'm pretty sure they need a largeness, which we don't have for them yet. Go ahead and just add one for them. And just add one here for them. All right, does that change that? I don't think it did. All right, nice. It is a park themed one. I believe, did we make a real ecosystem yet? I don't remember if I did or not. I thought I did. I don't know. I'm confusing Evolution 2 and Evolution 3 right now. We made a real ecosystem on our simulating a natural ecosystem on Isla Sorna one. Other than that, no, we haven't actually done a real ecosystem. This is just primarily herbivore habitat, like a large one though. And we're just gonna watch them do their thing. Because, I mean, we're pretty much done with the stream. Oh, wait, actually, no, we have this up here, which we were supposed to put our ankylosaurs. Go ahead and get those going. No, but people have been asking for an actual ecosystem video, so that's on the list of things that I have to do for this game. So we're gonna do that at some point. Like an actual ecosystem, just, you know, not all that stuff. Well, I would. That's just not the point of this part. Well, an ecosystem can live with human interaction.
Incubation personnel, please.
Let's get these going. How much did they say that they wanted for that? Well, I wasn't paying attention to that. I think the one-on-one is okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Brachiosaurus to the...
You guys want ground leaf and ground fruit and wetland, so let's go ahead and make that.
We are pleased to welcome an Ankylosaurus to the park.
I think I kind of want this area to drag out a little bit. Speaking of born, did they actually get made? Yeah, they did. Okay, cool. Are there any other ones in process right now? No, no. Stegosaurus can actually. I want the aloe to go over there and breed. I think we have to start adding a decent amount more. Because the goal for this area right here is to start off with only the ones that we add through the hatcheries, and then just let them reproduce until we start having problems. Which I'm assuming we'll get to at some point, having problems when we start working on like the actual main area for the park, when it comes to like the modular building and all that stuff. In a separate video I would, just not this one. This is our goal here is to make our Jurassic Park Japan build. Okay, you do have the pasture, you have the water. Okay, everything's gonna be okay here.
We are pleased to welcome Ankylosaurus Rex to the park.
Let's get that going. Why not add? Because they'll literally fly out of this enclosure and start attacking the guests over here. That's going to be open for them to, you know, attack somehow. Because even if they are herbivores, I'm pretty sure they'll attack them in this game. So, not really a good idea when you have guests in the area. Which is why I said it was kind of a park-themed ecosystem. The LODs make it seem like there's not a lot of vegetation on the ground, but once you actually zoom in, it's just like actually there, which is kind of... That's not what I wanted to do. Kind of annoying. since LODs have always been a problem in these games. But yeah. And you guys need medium nests, right? Okay. Hidden from guests. Okay, let's put that back here then. And put it right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are
Yeah,
pleased to
of course they
welcome
can,
our
but they're
exhibitors
not,
to the
so
park.
no. Right. Yeah, in an actual video, I would do that. It's just not in this. Unless I can actually put some like barrier system, like how they talk about in the movie. Yeah, no. Even though, hold on. I mean, it is definitely possible though, because even though we can definitely section them off so they're away from it, because if we have them be over here, they are far away, I think, enough to stay away from this. So that's definitely possible. Let's actually, that's probably a good idea. Do that. I actually like that. But if they start causing problems, if they start constantly keep going this way, I'm gonna get rid of them. I can't deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. Go ahead and do that then. This. Because we can always pretend that there is some sort of like actual like EDS going on here, but if they start causing problems, it's just like, do I really want to have them here? What's this?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an Allosaurus to the park.
Oh, they actually made it. Okay, let's set up a aviary real quick here then. This is attached to this, correct? That should be working. What was the dinosaur you said? Capajara? Flying reptile? There we go. Okay, let's turn this up so they stay in the area.
Incubation personnel, please stand by. Incubation complete.
I forget, can you? Oh, we can actually deliver them out in the open. Okay, so we're gonna put these guys around here. I do think that's kind of... I don't think that's... I think that's far enough. I do think that's far enough. If you have any other suggestions about which ones you want, state them now, so...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are
so I can get rid of this aviary. Damn. Okay. Oh, finally they got to the small nest over here. I think so too, but we'll see. They definitely shouldn't leave their
Ladies
area
and gentlemen,
unless they're
we are pleased
satisfied
to
or unless
welcome
they're not satisfied.
Brachiosaurus to the
So
park.
I think we should be okay. But if they
Ladies and gentlemen, we
start
are
becoming a
pleased to
problem and
welcome
go like,
Parasaurolophus
if
to
they
the park.
start either starving or just constantly causing problems or going like out of this area, then yeah, that's something that I'm gonna remove them for. But they should be okay if they're comfortable. And they have rocks over here that they can sit on, so they're fine. They should be fine. Do you guys have a child yet? You guys do have a child. I haven't actually seen a image. The Dreadnoughtus juvenile looks a bit dead-eyed, I'll be honest. I was looking at it, I'm like, what the hell is that? You guys are okay up here. Is this Gallimimus like ground leaf? Is that what that is? Okay. Wait, no, shoot. I didn't want to do that.
You're complete. Incubation.
I don't think I have a... Yeah, it's okay. We can just deliver them manually.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Barebones to the park.
Can I multi-place these? I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an Ankylosaurus to the park. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Compsognathus to the park.
There's a lot of things being birthed right now. Why are they panicking? I'm gonna try to do something. Hopefully this isn't backfire. This is large. I do want this to stay in this area, so let's... Can I not place... Oh! That's what he was saying. You can't place it out in the open, huh? Okay. Here's the case then. We're gonna create some more.
Stegosaurus to the park.
We're gonna hatch them in here. We're gonna give them the nest in here. And we... This isn't the right way.
Incubation complete. Prepare asset for release. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a...
They are kind of flying farther and farther away. Hopefully the feeders will keep them staying here, because if they get to, well, yeah, if they fly out of this entire area, that's not gonna be a good thing. How are you guys doing? You guys want more ground leaf? Oh wait, no, you guys don't need more ground leaf. I think that was just the preset setting. Oh my god, look how cute they are! Aww. Look at them hop. Maybe I shouldn't have placed this down straight up in the center. I can do that? That seems a little bit interesting. Okay, just so these guys don't die. This is temporary though. We can probably end up putting an aviary up here though, if we wanted to. I don't know, that's something I have to think about. I just want the young ones. Okay, yeah, they're being brought in by the feeders, which is cool. So they're going to start going away from them, but they'll always end up coming back just to eat. Only thing I'm worried about is if they try to go this way, they'll have the feeders for the Spino and the other one. Do these guys not have a feeder? Do they actually eat the fish in the water? What's going on? What are you guys plotting? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Kayuajara to the park.
Did I really make the wrong ones? I made the wrong ones. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Gallimimus to the park.
Right? There you go, that works. So let's take a look at the dinosaur ones. So there is a lot of juveniles so far, which is cool. That's what we wanted to go for. It looks like every single species had some sort of... You guys need ground fiber. Why'd you guys leave your area? Kind of annoying.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Kentrosaurus to the park.
Where did the Sinoceratops go? They're down here, which is what we wanted. You're up here, but you also extend all. Why are you all the way down here? Wait. That's the child. Why is the child down here? I'm gonna go ahead and put him back up there. I don't know why the hell that thing's all the way down there. Okay. I didn't even see them get up here. Oh, the feeder. That's why it was down there. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let's put a feeder up here then. Right? It came down here for the feeder. I see it. Okay, we can do that. That's what he was saying. We'd have to place down this though, and this has. Sure. That's too close to that. Okay, let's put this right here. Hopefully we can delete that and it's not going to bug out. Okay. So now let's put down one of these. Okay. Do that. Nice. That's what it was trying to say. And then let's bring some of this here as well. Right, nice. So eventually they'll start breeding again, but this is going to be like an ongoing thing that keeps on going as I, work on this area up here, which is going to be next stream. This whole area up here is going to be next stream. And then the main area for the, actual park area, the amusement park area. But yeah, and the operations area. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to be it for this stream. We have a decent amount of dinosaurs and stuff here, which is nice. And all of them are breeding. At least I think all of them have some sort of offspring. Compies do. I don't know about the cores. I think the cores definitely. The cores should have something. Are you guys still having issues with your food? No, but you are separated. That's nice because I think this guy can stay here now instead of trying to look for a carnivore feeder as well, right? Because that's what you need to eat. Yeah, you need meat. Man, this turned out really nice. I actually really like this area down here. This is my first time ever in a game like this where I actually did this. I do want to fix this right here, though. I want to remove the wetland from here. And instead, I want to put down some of this. Like so. Just kind of give it a little bit more texture. And to make it not look like it's just randomly just disconnected over there. But yeah. I need them to reach that. I don't. Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for joining today. We'll be updated on this as the time passes, but this is looking very good.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hopefully our flying
Gallimimus to the
guys don't, you know, go off and adventure out this way some more, but I don't think they would. I don't think they should. But yeah. Anyways, next stream we will be working on our Safari Lodge and our area up here. As well as these two areas right here, which we're going to be putting some smaller dinosaurs. Yeah. Probably some Pachycephalosaurus or like some Stygimolochs or something. But yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for joining today. I'll see you guys next time.